Hey guys, what is going on? Alex here from Oaks Gaming, coming back to you guys with another Paragon deck building guide. Thanks for tuning in, guys. As always, let me know in the comments below if you guys want a specific hero build, and I will try and get on that for you. But today, for you guys, I'm going to be showing you my Sevarog deck, which is called Stealin Souls. This is a jungle deck. I do not offlane with him. I think jungle is way better for him, so you can really focus on those soul stacks. And if you offlane, you're going to be getting poked so much that you're not even going to have the time to focus on soul stacks. In my opinion, I'm not saying it can't work. I'm just saying it's more ideal in the jungle. That being said, just to let you guys know before we get into the build, this is a really tanky build, and I've been wanting to do a Sevarog deck build for you guys for a while now, but I just couldn't find what I thought was the best setup for him until I made this deck the other day and tried it out a couple times, and it worked so good. So that's why I'm bringing this to you guys today. So to start off here, you're going to want to start with your Vampiric Elixir and your healer token. That's just to start off, so you have enough points once you get back from cleaning your camps up to get this Lazarus Blade. And what this will do is it'll give you extra damage and health back on hit from jungle camps. And you obviously can't start with this card because it's 4 points, which is why I start with the Vampiric Elixir and Healer token. And usually when I go back to base, I have about 3 points, so I would discard this Vampiric Elixir and then pick up my Lazarus Blade. But if for some reason I have 4 points when I get back, I will grab my Lazarus Blade and I will still dump this elixir and I'll grab a mana potion, because early on you're going to find that you need a lot of mana with him. At least I did, especially focusing on those stacks. His Siphon only costs like 25 mana to begin with, but it adds up over time, and especially if you're ganking with your root and all that stuff, you're going to go through a lot of mana. So good thing to grab early on, mana potion. Then if you want, you can grab your ward for some vision early on, but I don't suggest filling it out until late game. But I will grab my damage and armor first off, which I have a Snakevine Mesh and a Spike Bone Plate. Both have a 3 and a 2 for armor and a 1 point cast, or it can be strike, either way. And yeah, so Spike Bone Plate, Snakevine Mesh, 3 armor, 2 armor, 1 point damage. And then I will start doing my heavier armor with some health. I will grab a Tempered Plate with a 5 point guard, 2 point guard, and a 2 point health. And I'll do the same thing on my Toon Barrier with a 5 point barrier, 2 point barrier, and a 2 point health. And then you can start filling out your Sorcerer's Ward probably. I have a 3 point drain, 2 point drain, and a 1 point cast in here, just for a little bit of sustain in lane. Then the last card is your Shadow Scroll, which has a 3 point shock, 2 point shock, and a 1 point shock. And also littered in here I have a few more mana potions, some health tokens, guard, cast, barrier, all those sorts of things in case I have extra points. And I run the Archmages. And the reason I think the pure tank, it's not really pure tank. I have some damage with the Snakevine Mesh and Shadow Scroll and stuff, but building him this tanky worked so well because you get that extra damage because of your soul stacks off your Siphon, and you also get extra health on that, I believe, unless they changed it and I just didn't notice it for some reason. So you're getting a bunch of extra health, which is why I do a lot more armor than health in this. And you're getting that extra damage for all the stacks you're getting on your Siphon. So you're going to do really good damage on your Siphon, regardless if you're building a bunch of damage anyway. So if you focus on that, you can do good damage to people, and they're going to have a really hard time knocking you down because of all this armor and health. Like, for example, the other day, after I made this deck, I played against a team that had a Greystone with a bunch of crit and attack speed, all that type of deal, and he didn't have any penetration or any armor on him. So we were going at it, and I maybe lost like an eighth of my health, and I had him almost dead on his first life, so he had to run off. But that's how good the armor, the sustain, I guess I would say, in this deck is. So to sum it up again for you guys, Toon Barrier, 5-point barrier, 2-point barrier, 2-point health, Tempered Plate, 5-point guard, 2-point guard, 2-point health, Spike Bone Plate, 3-point guard, 2-point guard, 1-point cast, Sorcerer's Ward, 3-point drain, 2-point drain, 1-point cast, Snakevine Mesh, 3-point barrier, 2-point barrier, 1-point cast, and a Shadow Scroll with a 3-2-1 shock. If you guys are new to my channel, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this deck building guide. And for you guys who keep coming back, as always, I appreciate the support. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.